Happy New Year's! This is 2025. It's quite incredible that it's a new year, to be honest. I'm normally not super fond of New Year's, but I'm hopeful and I'm happy for this new year. I think it will bring some good stuff for me. I'm pretty sure. At least if I work for it, that is. It's been a year since I attended my first fair or market. It's a creative market here in Denmark. It's for everything creative, which means it's both artwork, paintings, drawings. It's also for hobby stuff like puzzles, yarn and knitting and crystals and teddy bears and clothing and spices, a lot of spices. So I thought it would be fun to try this out. I've never really been to these kind of art fairs. Well, again, it's a creative fair. I might call it art fairs, but it's a creative fair. So I thought it would be fun to try this out, test it out and see if it's something for me. So about a year ago, I attended my first fair. This was in Forum, which is a big place here in Denmark. We were about 300 artists and hobbyists, 300 shops, and which is a lot, I think. But I thought, why not start big? So that's what I did. This fair was for like 2 days, and everything was set up on Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday were open for like 10 to 4 p.m. And everything went really well. There were so many visitors and people really wanted to buy and look, and I got a lot of compliments for my artwork, which was really nice. I'm a tattoo artist, as some of you might know, and I'm used to putting my artwork on people's bodies. And this way I get the reactions right away and I see what this artwork means for people. I haven't been so good at putting my artwork out there, at least not in Denmark. I was a little shy and a little uncomfortable at the beginning of the markets, to be honest, because I didn't have like a mission. Like when I do my tattoos, my clients come in, I have a design for them, we know where it's going to be, we decide on sizes and then we put it on and then we do an amazing tattoo. But here I was just standing there and smiling and interacting with people, which was great. But at the beginning I was a little awkward, I think, but it became better, and the more people came and the more time went by, I got used to it, and I honestly really loved it at later that day. The first day went really well. It was an amazing experience. I sold a lot of my artwork. I especially sold my stickers, and my tote bags were also a hit, and I sold a bit of my prints as well. But it was my stickers and also my magnets that was like the thing most people were looking at. And I also sold some of my art calendars, which were really cool because, it's just nice when people want to hang 12 pieces of my artwork in their home to look at each and every day. The second day also went well. I sold a lot of my tote bags, especially, I remember, and again my stickers were a hit. The fair wasn't that well visited the second day, but again it was Sunday and most people want to stay at the couch on a Sunday in winter, and January in Denmark is very cold and very dark, so I get it. I get that most people wanted to come on a Saturday. So yeah, this market was a great start for me. I really enjoyed it, and I was totally stoked to go on the next market. The next fair was in Farum, which is a smaller city in north part of Zealand. And this place was a small hall, and it was quite nice, but it wasn't that well visited. Obviously, I think we were maybe 40 different booths here, and we didn't get that many visitors. I remember mostly this fair for being the fair where I talked with some of the people I met at Forum, the larger market. And I remember these two girls and their mom, who was super cute, and they came by again and said, "Oh, that's her." So it was super nice. They recognized me and my artwork. There also was another boy who came by who was very interested in my art, and he did artwork himself. And he showed me some of his artwork, and then he asked me, "What's your favorite animal?" And I was like, well, if I can only choose one, it's going to be the fox. I really love the fox. And then he looked on all my products and my art prints, and he was like, "But where's the fox?" So then I looked around at my artwork as well, and there were no fox. And that didn't make sense, actually, that my favorite animal wasn't part of my products. So actually after that, I actually drew a fox. I have done foxes before, but to be honest, it wasn't pieces I was truly happy about. At least not the one I really wanted to be happy about, which was this cute little fox resting in a grass field with some flowers around him. So I actually decided to redo that drawing and make it a drawing that I was proud of, and a drawing that I could take to the fairs. So that's what I did. I drew the fox, and I actually brought him for the next fair, and I remember this girl being really stoked about it and buying a print of it, but more about that later. So I didn't really earn a lot on this Farum market, but still I had a lot of time. My family came by, and my good friend also had a booth near me, so we just enjoyed the day, to be honest. And yeah, it wasn't worth it business-wise, but it definitely was a really awesome day. Then came the summer, and there were no creative fairs during the summertime, so it wasn't until late August I had the next fair. At this fair I brought my mom. It was August 25, and it was actually late summer, and we didn't really have the best summer this year in Denmark. It's kind of hit or miss when you live in Denmark. Sometimes you have a good summer, sometimes you have a really cold and rainy summer. And this summer was just very rainy. So it was this late summer day, and we went to the fair. This was in Frederikssund, which is like an hour away from Valby, where I live. So we drove there, we set everything up, and then it was 10 o'clock and people were supposed to come, but no people came. It was kind of sad. But we were mostly just sitting there enjoying time and, speaking with some of the other ones. There was a lady next to me, and she had like this parrot hat. I remember her for that. It was kind of cute, and she actually did jewelry. I bought this special ring from her that she did herself, a little silver one, and I talked a lot with her. She was super sweet, and I also got to meet another artist who did wildlife watercolor drawings. It was really, really pretty. She was so good at it, and we talked actually a lot about Instagram and how to promote yourself and stuff like that. So I remember her for this market actually. So I didn't really earn a lot on this market either. I think I got enough in to cover the cost of the market, but only barely. So business-wise, it wasn't that great as well, but I had a great time there, to be honest, with my mom and we bought too much candy and had a lovely day. And to be honest, it's really important for me as well to have like a really good experience. And I also bonded with some of the other sellers, which were also kind of cool. The next market was in September, and this was in a different place of Denmark. It's a place called Jylland, which is like 3-4 hours away from me. And it was quite the trip, and I remember it being the last days of summer, and in the news they had actually announced that this would be the last summer day for the year. So I guess people didn't really want to come out and stay in a hall for a whole day. And it made sense that people didn't come. I did get to speak with some of the other sellers. I spoke with a guy who did AI art, and I was like quite amazed that he could do such pretty art with AI in ChatGPT. And it was I kind of got the feeling that I'm an artist and you can do better art than me by writing prompts. It's kind of unfair, but it is what it is. It's what it is now. The world has AI and everyone can create artwork now, whether you can draw or not. But it was interesting to talk with him, and he actually thought some of my artwork were AI as well, and I was like, no, everything is drawn. So that was quite funny. I also had this really sweet girl come by, and she fell in love with my fox, the one I mentioned earlier. And she actually thought it was AI to begin with, and then I said, no, it's hand-drawn. And then she wanted to buy it right away. So she brought home my little fox print. So this market was a big flop, to be honest. It wasn't really anything I would do again. But now I tried it. The next market was located in Goya, which is like 30 minutes away from me max. And this market was really awesome. It was not a big market, but it wasn't a small market either. It was like 3 bigger halls. I was in the smaller one, and there was a lot of visitors. And I think maybe it was in October, and people were more used to being inside again and wanted to come out whenever there was like a creative thing again. And in any case, people came and people bought. And that was a great experience. I talked to a lot of people again, and yeah, and I sold enough for my cost to be covered for this market. I really liked this market. I got to talk with only a few of the other sellers there, and I think everyone had like a good time and sold enough for the booth to be covered. And I did as well. I sold enough for it to be worth it. So I was happy with this decision, and it's definitely a place I want to go again. I think this place and the one in Forum was my favorite places, to be honest. A week later, I went to another creative fairs, which was in Roskilde. It's like also maybe 30 minutes away from me, but still in a different area. It was a large place, and it wasn't super cozy as I remember it. It was kind of cold there as well, so I needed to have my sweater on the whole day. It's kind of funny, the little details you remember about the markets afterwards, when you have to kind of look back at each of them. But anyways, this market was really not visited at all. I think there came like maybe 200 people max. I don't know if it's even that many. It was very calm and quiet. At the end of the creative market, I went and talked to some of the other sellers, and a lot of them weren't very positive about these creative fairs. They told me that a couple of years ago, when they started attending these fairs, that a lot of people would visit, and at the time there wasn't that many markets. So maybe the market is kind of, oversaturated with these creative fairs, and they are in a lot of cities now. So perhaps it's not so exclusive as it was when everything began. And it would make sense that people would visit less when there's too much of it. Then you can always go to another fair when it's more convenient for you. So I really didn't sell much. I sold maybe a couple of prints and stickers, I think, and I gave like a gift card to some lucky winner, and she chose some of my greeting cards, which were great. She liked my art and she was very happy to win anything, so so that was good, but it wasn't a success at all. It's not a market I would go to again. So in conclusion, I would go to the market in Forum again because it was so large and a lot of different people came, and it was fun to talk to people, and obviously also fun to sell my stuff, but I like the energy there. And I would also go to the one in Goya perhaps another time. I'm not really sure yet, but I might do it. It's in autumn again, I think, so I have some time to think about it. But this year I have decided to attend the one in Forum, which is actually in 14 days. So I'm slowly beginning to prepare for this market. And I'm going to another one which is also in central Copenhagen. It's called Øksnehallen. It's near the central station. I haven't really been there before, to be honest, but it looks nice when you look at the pictures. And it's a larger market, which is in 2 days as well. So you actually get a little more out of it in terms of using, a lot of hours putting up your booth and making everything looks pretty. And so this way you actually get 2 days. These are also much more expensive markets compared to the smaller ones, which makes sense. There's a lot more visitors coming and you get a lot more exposure. So that's the plan. I've also applied for Copenhagen Comics, artist.I, which I hope I will be part of. I haven't heard back from him yet, but I'm counting on being part of it, which I really look forward to, since it's a dedicated artist fair. I think it will be more interesting for the visitors. And I'm really looking forward to this market to see how it goes. I think with the creative fairs, the disadvantage can be that it's not just art, so people come there for their hobbies. I think the ones that sold the most were the people selling yarn, because knitting and stuff like that is really popular, and people want to put a lot of money into their hobby. And I also think some of the puzzles, the puzzle shop sold a lot. They actually attended each of the creative fairs I did. So in conclusion, I think it was amazing to try these creative fairs. I had a lot of fun, some good experiences, and I wouldn't not do them again. I think I learned a lot from every one of them, but I definitely know now which types I want to go to. This year I want to go to the markets that are more aimed towards artists. I think it would be much more fun for me, and business-wise it's probably also a better idea. So these are some of my thoughts on fairs, markets, and I hope you enjoyed it. It's always good to reflect on the year gone by, and my year has been a lot of creative fairs, and I really want to look forward to this year because I think there will be a lot of great stuff in store for me, and I can't wait to actually just start the year and get creative. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.